Good afternoon to many. Actually, good evening. We are back, live wire. Been a long day. Back from traveling yesterday. It's been a long day, if you will. Got back up, bounced back again, did a little bit of traveling. So we are here mid-evening, if you will. So kind of getting it in, if you will. Thursday, the 8th of March. And going to take us a little bit of time here. And this will far easily be the most extensive video that we've done already from the Deuces Wild 22 personal and business development. This will be the most extensive video that we're going to do. You can tell because I got a glass of water, so I'm going to be wetting my palate quite frequently. So today's day 67. Day 67. 3/8/2018. I have my notes right here, so if you see me looking over there, it's because it's going to be pretty extensive. And today we're talking about fear. Fear. That's right. You're going to have to conquer fear to get to where you desire to be successfully. Top 10 fear. Fear top 10 is what the video is going to be titled. Fear top 10. Fear, day 67, 3/8/18. Fear. Here we go. Top 10 fear. These are in no particular order. Now, the first couple of these, or you'll hear a couple of these on lists that's on this list. They're shared by many people. Okay, Tony Robbins, Napoleon Hill, Les Brown, you name it, Zig Ziglar. A lot of people share between 4 and 6 of these. I added, and most lists are between 5 and 8. I have 10. Okay, so Deuces Wild, Princeton Bank, Fig Tree Global. We teach conquering 10 fears to get to your excellence, to get to your superior performance in life, okay? So watch this, top 10. These are in no particular order, by the way. Top 10 fears that you are going to have to learn how to conquer, okay? Or some people say master, all right? First one is fear of bad choices, okay? Sometimes we are so afraid or so fearful of making bad choices that we make no choice. And so we become paralyzed by fear in the idea or the concept of we don't want to be held accountable for the decision that we make, or we don't want to be scrutinized because of the choice that we're going to make. And so guess what? We don't do anything because we are afraid of the consequence that may not even happen. Okay, so the first one is fear of bad choices or fear of decision, if you will. Get over it, all right? You're going to make mistakes. Some are going to be great. Some are going to be horrible, but you keep pushing forward, okay? Second fear, here's a big one. Fear of death of a loved one, all right? Now what do I define a loved one? A loved one is a loved one. Could be somebody who's close to you that you fear that they're going to die, okay? But typically, you have fear of parents, fear of a child dying, fear of a parent dying, and fear of a spouse dying, okay? So we fear death from the perspective of other people dying that are close to us. Guess what? You have to become mature enough to understand that nobody lives forever, all right? So conquer the fear of death of a loved one. All right, here's one. Fear of your money running out. Now, really what you're saying is, even though we look at things about money, it's really you're fearful that you lose your resourcefulness, okay? That your resources dry up. Your ability to go, quote unquote, and produce and have, to accumulate, right? So your fear of your money running out. Here's a big one. Fear of loss. All right, one of my favorite statements in the Star Wars series is Yoda is sitting on the ship and he's talking to someone else, and he says, "Fear of loss is the pathway to the dark side." All right, and so guess what? Let's look at it from the reverse engineering perspective. In order to lose something, you must first either thought you owned it in the first place, or you have had to have it and you lose it. All right. So we're talking about fear of material things, right? And so guess what? If you actually owned it, you can get it again. Okay. Don't fear losing something. All right. If you got it once, you can get it again. That's why the process is so important. Okay. Because if something is given to you without the process of development, then yes, you be kind of shook up because you never developed the ideas, the concepts, the skill level, the skill sets to actually accumulate what you have possession of. It was given to you. All right. So fear of loss is a huge one you got to get over. All right. Fear of death. You yourself, you die. All right. You're afraid of dying. Now, really what you're saying is are you prepared to leave here? Is all your business in order? All your ducks in a row? Is your family going to be able to exist at the same level that they're existing at right now? So fear of your own personal death. Here's one that's on a lot of people's lists: fear of old age. And really what you're saying to yourself is your fear of your lack of ability to perform and execute as you were when you were younger. So guess what? You have to prepare for that. All right. You have to put in place proper income structures, proper residual incomes, and get rid of certain things so you're not carrying that into your old age. All right. So old age should be a time of joy, not a time of stress and anxiety. All right. Here's a huge one that's on a lot of people's lists. Loss of the love of a person. Now, I'm going to go a little deep, and I'm probably going to do a video on each of these as we move throughout the year. So this is just kind of a top view of the top 10 fears that you must conquer and master, if you will. So fear of loss of someone that you love, all right? And really, we're talking about jealousy, because what happens is someone sees you with him or her, and that person is, in our mind, stolen from us or lured away from us. All right. And I have a little deep statement for that: is if someone can take someone from you, they were really never yours in the first place. OK, so loss of a loved one needs to be also reverse engineered and understand, because if you can lose the love of someone, then I highly question their definition of love, and I highly question their commitment in the first place. OK, that's nothing against people, quote unquote, growing apart. All right. And like I said before, we're going to do a video on each of these top 10 fears. So this is just kind of an overview that you can kind of meditate on and develop. All right. Top 10 fears. So loss of a loved one. All right. Loss of the love of a person. Okay. Here's one: fear of ill health or bad health. All right. And here's a quick tip: bad health typically can be driven away and sustained good health by what you eat, your diet. All right. So fear of ill health or bad health can be moderized, or not moderized, but can be mediated, if you will, by what you eat. Have a good diet. All right. Fear of poverty. Here's one that's on a lot of people's list: fear of poverty. Now, not being poor, but poverty. Why? Because poverty really is a mindset. Okay, and what happens is fear of poverty will cause you to consume other men and women, okay, because you gain at their expense, because you are afraid that you're going to be in the mindset of being impoverished, if you will, okay? And then here's one that's on everybody's list, okay? Everybody has this on their list, and it's also on mine: fear of criticism. And here's my tip, and we're going to be done. Meet it head on. You can't be afraid to be scrutinized, because guess what? Most people are afraid to be criticized. And I say, listen, get one or two mentors, and guess what? Ask for critique. All right? Don't worry about the comments in the peanut gallery, because guess what? You're always going to have people who are skeptical of people who are successful and people who are going somewhere. But guess what? When you get there, everybody will say, oh, I went to school with him. I know him. I was there when he started. Great. No big deal. All right? So really quickly, what's the list? Fear of criticism, fear of being impoverished, fear of ill health, fear of the loss of someone that you love, fear of old age, fear of growing old, fear of death, you dying, fear of loss of material things, fear of having no money, okay, and fear of death of a loved one, meaning parent, child, spouse, and then fear of making bad choices or decisions. It's your boy Earl. This is the longest video we've done, day 67, 3/8/18, here at the house, kind of winding up, as you will. Thursday, and top 10 fears that you must conquer to grow and sustain success in life. It's your boy Earl. We're out. www.DEUCESWILD22, DeucesWild22.com. Holla at us. Premium gourmet dipping sauces. Conquer. Watch this. I'm going to say this and I'm going to get done. Most people have 2 or 3 things that they wrestle with from a point of being plagued, if you will. Okay? Most people have 2 or 3 things on the list. They don't struggle with all of them. But what happens is this. Figure out how you got it, how the fear developed in your life. 2, develop a way to conquer it. Okay? And 3, develop a strategy to keep it at bay and keep it from redeveloping or taking root again in your mind, body, and spirit. It's your boy Earl, Deuces Wild 22. Fear, top 10, you got to conquer and master. We're out. God bless you. Peace.